What is up? Welcome. Welcome to my channel. Cool if you know who I am. Me and my whole 3 subscribers. What's up, guys? If you don't know who I am, Sean Fletcher. So the reason why I'm here, I'm building my lifestyle business, my freedom business in real time, so I can have the freedom of time, so I can essentially do this at any time I want. I have the freedom of location, and so I can basically be anywhere in the world and do this. And then also I have the freedom of creative expression, so then I can work on and study and hang out with the people that I want to be around that actually energize me and lift me. And so that is why I'm building this lifestyle business. I'm 39 years old. I have been around the block a few times, and I essentially have a pretty unique position. I've sort of experienced a identity shift or identity transformation within the last like 15 years or so, maybe even longer. I worked offshore on tugboats, got into the maritime industry, and then sort of transitioned my sort of identity and becoming a marketing manager. Landed a position as a retention marketing manager at a multi-million-dollar sports brand, which was incredible. No longer with them, but I am still marketing. I'm at an agency right now, but I'm also doing this in real time. And so that's essentially why I'm here. So welcome. Hopefully that wasn't too winded, but so sort of the kind of basing it off of the last video that I did was sort of the foundation. So I have this roadmap, which is essentially 4 phases, and I'll just get into the first one. The first one is phase 1, which is the foundation, and that's the most important part. And this is what a lot of people skip over, which is sort of the woo-woo mindset stuff. But man, I am one to tell you, if you just follow this stuff, it actually makes everything else easier, because you're like forcing the other things, and it's just like, and then you're thinking like, oh, if I need to know this, I need to know that, and it's like, but you still fall off, like nothing actually changes. So that's what we're going to get in today. So so foundation, the main one is basically trusting yourself. And I know that sounds kind of lame and corny, and you were like waiting for some massive thing, but it's really just trusting yourself. And here it is. It is, having your word as law. That is the main thing. Having this self-discipline enables execution, right? You make promises all the time. And when I say you, I mean me. Because this is definitely who I was, Sean 1.0. Now I'm Sean 2.0, and so just a couple steps ahead, and I'm basically just letting you know what worked and what didn't work for me, But yeah, so made promises to myself all the time, constantly just telling myself, oh, you're gonna do this, and then I don't actually do it. Like I just don't do it. Like, oh, I want to like build a business, or I want to do this, or I want to go to the gym, and like I want to look this way, but then I just never do it. Like I say I'm going to do it, but then never do. The bad part about that is that I am actually sort of creating this distrust in myself, and I'll say it, even the universe, right? There's like, what happens when you say something and you don't follow through, not only in the universe but within yourself too, there's no trust there. Like it's sad to say, but like you're just not going to be able to follow through with anything, because it definitely happened to me. And so I would say I was going to do something, and then I wouldn't do it, or I would do it for a little while, and then I would just fall off, because my word wasn't law. I didn't. My word doesn't have any weight to it. I don't trust what I'm saying. And so then in the back of my head, I'm just like, yeah, sure. Yeah, you're not going to do it actually. At that moment in time, I thought I was, but then let's be honest, my subconscious actually knows the truth, because that's one thing. You can lie to yourself, but you cannot lie to the universe. Can't lie to your subconscious. So here's the truth. You cannot build anything meaningful if your word means nothing to you. And so that is the premise here that we're talking about today. And like I said, the problem is that you're constantly making promises. You're making promises to yourself all the time. You know, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to wake up early, you know, and it's just like, man, like I said I was going to do it, but why didn't I do it? Your word isn't law. You have to change that. And so for me, when I was on the tugboat, I was the king at sort of lying to myself, and just having these broken promises. Because I don't know if you are familiar with like the lifestyle of working offshore on tugboats. Is that so? Typically, the schedule, you'll work maybe 14 days on the boat, and you live there, you stay there, they feed you and all that. So there are some pros about it. The last company I worked for, we were working for 30 days on the boat, so I was gone for 30 days. So I'm here in Texas, and so the company would fly me to Philadelphia, and they'd fly me, and among other people, like my crew, and there was one guy from Florida, there was another guy from Louisiana, I think, another guy from Texas. But anyways, they would fly us separately, so I'd wake up super early in the morning, catch the flight, land in Philly, and then we would all pile into a van, and one of us would drive to where the boat was at, and then there it is, home away from home, right? So then I'd be on this tugboat for 30 days, and I'd have to do the thing that I needed to do. I'd have to do my job, right? And as I was on the boat, I was like disciplined. Oh, yeah, you know, when I get home, I'm going to do this. And when I get home, I'm going to do that. I'm going to start going to the gym, you know. And it's hard. Like, it's difficult to sort of do things when you have that lifestyle, when you're working 30 days on and 30 days off. That's like, it's an interesting lifestyle. That's why I don't do it anymore, right? That's why I'm here in my office, and I get to sleep in my own bed every single night. So that's some of the plus sides of like doing what I was able to do, that whole transformation situation. So, but yeah, I made promises to myself and broke them all the time. And then I would get off the boats. I would have 30 days. I would have a full month to just do whatever I wanted to do, and like build anything, start anything. But no, I wouldn't do it. I say I would do it. I'd do it for a couple of days. And then that was when I was like, drinking a little bit more. You're just not really in it. You know what I mean? And so it just didn't, it went downhill, you know what I mean? And then before I knew it, 30 days was up. Guess what? Going back to the boats, depressed as hell. Just, man, I didn't even achieve any of the thing. I had a full list. I didn't even knock out anything. I was just like, this is crazy. But over time, not even knowing it at the time, I was like, man, you got to start like shaping up. There's something off here that you're not doing. You're saying you're wanting to do it, but you're not doing it. There's this like this ability to follow through is like non-existent, and that's something that you have to work on. And that's what I did, and that was really the switch. Once I started, and I started small. Like, I didn't say I was like, oh, I'm gonna read this book today. I just was like, you know what, I'm gonna read one page. I'm going to read 10 pages, right? But then I actually do it, and I promise you, if you actually follow through on the words, even if they're small, because that's the beautiful part about it, is it doesn't matter the size of the promise, right? It could be, if you say I'm going to read the full book today, and then you actually do it, awesome. But if you also say I'm going to read this page today and actually do it, awesome. You know what I mean? The thing is that it's the follow through, that you actually say that you're going to do it, and then you actually do it. Word is law, right? So that was my experience, and that's the transformation. That is where what got me where I am today. was because I actually started following through on my word. And I've gotten better over time. Like once I really sort of understood what that was, I started small too, like doing dishes. Like before I would just let the dishes pile up, and that's annoying and it creates bugs and it's gross. But now it's like after every meal that I have, like I wash it immediately, put it on the drying rack. And now I don't even think about it. It just becomes habit, right? And then now, no matter what, my kitchen's tidy. So, you know, it works. It's a win-win. And so, like I said earlier, you can't build anything or do anything meaningful if you don't trust your word. And so moving forward, you can start small. If you're like having a hard time waking up early, just start small. Do 30 minutes earlier and then do it, right? Start small. And when you start trusting yourself, following through, the universe is going to start like doing things. You're just going to start trusting yourself and things are going to start happening. And the cool part about this, I find this interesting, is that tactics, the strategies, and even when you go to the gym, like the different workouts, the different exercises, they all work. It's the actual follow through. It's the commitment. It's to say, hey, I'm gonna do this. My word is law, and I'm doing it, right? And then over time, you start trusting yourself, and then the bigger things like, building a lifestyle business is easy because it's just like, oh, this is just what I do. I'm a person that follows through. That's like not a big deal. It's like, okay, you brush your teeth, okay, you put your shoes on, okay, cool, bro. So yeah, so self-trust, word is law, is the foundation. So yeah, I'm gonna cut it off there. If you are tired of breaking promises, if you just want to hang out with people that are working on this, I have a free community, The Unconventional Path, because my path was unconventional, right? And I think I actually forgot to mention, if you're new, early in the beginning of this video, this is like an important part of my past, is that I went from like the boats working offshore to a marketing manager without a college degree and not finishing high school. And so that's what I'm like going through. That the limiting beliefs that I went through was just incredible, and to be able to get where I'm at today. And so, I just remembered that I didn't mention that. And that I think that's like an important element, that I was able to escape the limiting beliefs of society, of family members, whatever, and say, hey, you know what? I don't have any of those things, but I have the internet, I have the willpower, I have my word is law to like make myself better, get myself in a better position than I was. And so, but anyways, yeah, so definitely unconventional path for myself. I have the free community. Would love to have you in there. If you do, come in, introduce yourself, and we can fucking start to chat. Later.